In this demo, we're going to upload a JSON data into a web server and then send the data received by the web server into an Arc database. So let's start. So Arc, we have introduced a new service which is called ArcDatabase. It's a cloud database and allows you to create databases, tables, and define columns, and you can save data to that Arc database using Arc database connectors. So let's start. So first, we're going to create a an orchestration using orchestration designer. So we are going to receive data from a web service. So we will define a web service. So we are we just dragged a web server connector, and that basically allows you to receive web service calls from clients such as Postman or other HTTP clients. So this web server is allows you to authenticate using basic authentication. So we'll define a secret for the authentication to the web server. Okay, so let's define a login. So we'll use uh, React, and let's find that. So let's copy the ID that is generated and then paste that in the login password ID. So the client connecting to this web server has to authenticate using basic authentication and pass in the credentials created by the secret. Next, we're going to uh, grab a ArcDB sender, Arc database sender. So this is the Arc database sender. And basically, the JSON data is going to be uploaded to the database. So first, we need to define a database. So we'll go to the integration Arc database menu, and then we'll create a database. So we'll say this is a Arc database demo. Okay. Next, we copy the ID of that Arc database and put it in the orchestration designer. So for the table, we haven't created any table, but what we can do is we can say that the auto create table is checked, and that means that the JSON data payload, from the JSON data payload, the columns will be inferred, and it will create a generic field for those columns. So we'll say customers, and we'll say input is array because our input is customers array, and we can send a response to the client by using the response. So we'll put a success message to the response. So we'll say data is successfully uploaded, and then we'll send that to the client. And then we'll end the orchestration. So now we're going to save this. We'll call it text 5 arc web service to arc database demo and save that. Next, we're going to play this. So uh, we'll grab the ID of the web server because uh, this is needed when posting data. So now it's running. Let's create a postman request. So I have here a postman request, and I will clone this. Uh, yeah, so we'll call this uh, Arc database dev, dev. Now, so for this, we'll set the ID of the web server in the ID uh, parameter, and we'll set the authorization to the login and password, the same login and password that is generated in the secret. The body, we'll put a JSON data in the body, and it's an array of customers from Northwind database. I'll save that and I'll send that. Okay, so it says data is successfully uploaded, so it means that it has successfully sent the data to the web service. Let's take a look at the graph. So it's successful. So let's examine the data. So the web server received the customers data array, and it's passed on to the uh, Arc database sender, which then uploads it to the Arc database, and then we have a string input data which is successfully uploaded, and that is sent back to the client as a response. So let's look at the data uploaded to the Arc database. So we'll look at the tables, the data. So this is the Arc database created earlier. We'll pick up the data, and that's the customers that was generated. So in the here that we have said that it will automatically generate a customers table, and then let's retrieve that. So the customers is populated with the uh, data from the web service request. So that's the end of the demo.